The following video was pre-recorded on twitch.tv/codedman9000. More information on the stream times at the end of the video. Previously on Stone to Space.
For the start of Chapter 3, we went to Kerbal Space Program to learn how to make rockets so that we could explore the stars for a new home. We began playing on career mode while not knowing anything about what we were doing. After doing some research off-stream, we then moved to the science mode with newfound knowledge. We went to both moons, created communication networks, planes, science missions, a space station, and then ended the game by traveling all the way to Duna in the Antari ship.
After arriving at Duna, our ship the Antares fell apart, causing us to land on Duna and mine its resources so that we could fix the Antari ship. We unlocked various buildings, and also different types of science. After fixing everything but scanners on the ship, we then left the planet behind us as we continued to travel in space. Hello and welcome to a Twitch Plays Along series called Stone to Space. Today we're in Chapter 3, Space Travel. Today we are playing Oxygen Not Included. So anyway, let's press play. In the last stream, we got some steel. We were working on closing this off so that all the water is secured in here, and we bird this out so that we can get in all the stuff that we need for creating steel non-stop. So the first thing we need to do is plumb oil. I think the first thing we should do. We need to be able to put oil into pipes, and for right now we have been just using this pitcher pump for our liquid locks for the places that would need a higher temperature threshold. At some point this might turn into a double liquid lock because I'm still fighting against making our entire asteroid being a massive sauna. Just because there's like 5 or 6 volcanoes. All but one of them are minor volcanoes, but one is a big volcano. I'm pretty sure it's this one is the big volcano, or it's the one that's right here. Because this is also a volcano in an oil biome with 3 oil reservoirs. And honestly, it would be a lot easier to tame all the volcanoes because there are 3 metal volcanoes I can remember. There's the 2 cobalt ones, there's this one here, and then there's one on the bottom left. And then this right here should be a gold volcano. Nice thing about my second monitor is that it's fully functional laptop, so I have an emergency PC out ready if you need one. That's a good idea, honestly. I've been thinking about getting a laptop, but every time I get a laptop, I end up only using it for maybe a few months, and then I give it to my mom, and we replace her computers. My mom gets all my hand-me-down computers. I think I should stop buying my model setups right now. It's okay, I'm not worried about it. Or bothered by it, I mean. So, we should probably get the buildings set up in here before we get it into a sauna. The buildings themselves are not going to automatically work because they're going to be flooded until this becomes a sauna. And we also need a ton of temperature shift plates. Now, I'm looking through the setup I have here, and for some reason I have 2 kilns in here, and I don't remember why. Why would I need 2 kilns? I guess one for refined carbon and the other one was for ceramic. But how much ceramic would I need? What is ceramic used for aside from the refineries? This is just how they make it. Okay. You can crush it. So if we ever needed a bunch of sand, we could crush clay into sand. Wait, what? Isn't that just a closed loop? Because you need sand to make clay with the deodorizers. How much sand does deodorizers use? You put in 133 grams of sand, and you get 10 grams extra? So you would need 10 deodorizers to make 100 grams per second of sand throughout the entire filtration system. That's not bad, honestly. If you had maybe 2 polluted oxygen geysers, which we do have 1, or vents, you could probably do a setup of 10 deodorizers and have a sustainable way of making sand. I don't think we have a way of making sand unless it's the poke shells. This is a sandy shell, that's not what I'm talking about. This is for poke shells. Do poke shells make sand? They eat polluted dirt. I'm pretty sure they make sand. If I take a look at you, you might tell me. They eat dirt, slime, rock piles, the same as poke shells, but do they make sand? They do. They take half of what you give them and turn it into sand. So in terms of a sand creation system, this is actually not as good as 10 deodorizers. I never looked at that before. That's something I never knew. There's a Palmy in chat. Cute little teddy bear. Alright, we've been sitting here with the game paused for long enough. I am debating on which oil buyer we're going to empty first, because we do have this one, which has more. I think we'll do this one. It's up here. We don't need to do much preparation to get to here. I am going to make this easier on them to get over here by putting ladders sideways rather than going up here and coming back down, or going over here and back down. And we're just going to create a minor setup here. So we need the pump. Need to go into power. I'm going to put 1 generator and a big battery. Next to that, we're going to put a liquid reservoir, because that's probably all the oil storage we're going to need. I will go like this and directly in there. I'm going to put a pipe here just so that we don't get the error message of this not having an output pipe. And right here, I want a pimp bottle drainer, so that we can take all the oil from down here and also add it to this system up here. We're also going to need to put in miner power. Congrats, Gene, on catching the Pokemon. And I would have really liked them to build this first before all this, but it doesn't really matter. And because this is a temporary thing, they can make it out of aluminum at some point. At some point later on, we are going to have infinite liquid storage. I usually do liquid storage of oil first until we have petroleum generators built up. But we could just wait until we have petroleum. I just like to use oil in my saunas for heat. Because the worst thing that'll happen to them if they do get too hot and they change state is that the oil will break in the pipes, go on the floor, and then we'll have petroleum on the floor that we can just put back into the pipe, and then that will keep heating up and will never get hot enough to turn into sour gas within our sauna. Regardless of if we're making steel non-stop, it'll never get hot enough to make sour gas after becoming petroleum. We also have a few dupes that do not have names. If we take a look at this, we should have 6 from what I remember. We have Abe, Camille, who needs another research point. Let's put you in applied science. We also have Gossman, Hassan, Lyra, who's now done all of their research there. We also have Meep, our newest dupe, who is our second farmer. We also have Otto, who's a pilot that has all of their skills. But we only have 3 dupes we're still working. No, 2 dupes we're still working on. Lyra is done. So that should mean that all 12 of our original dupes are finished. And then 2 of our newest dupes are also finished. So we have 4 dupes on our secondary schedule. And that should mean, yeah, we have 2 dupes from those 2, from the last 4 that are full on their carrying capacity of 800. So we only have the 2 that we're working on, Camille and Meep. Okay. My kitten just climbed up at my feet, and I don't want them to lay on the pillow that I use as a leg support. Or else I might kick them when I go to move my legs later. You want to come lay down? You thinking about it? Come on. There you go. No, we're not playing with the cord. I have a air canister for cleaning dust off computers, and instead of using a water bottle, I've been using that to teach the kittens to stop eating cords, because they are at the point where they're eating cords. They're not too bad with curtains, but they do attack curtains occasionally, and it seems like they're learning not to do that quicker than they're learning not to eat cords. I have actually put conduits around all of my cords as cable management, but also to keep the kittens away from eating them. Now, the heat over in this area from when we put these tiles in seems to be traveling in a counterclockwise fashion. It was mostly too hot over here. Now it's worked its way over to the left, and pretty much every time I remove tiles, it just keeps following the left tile. So I think we will actually come in here and demolish all of that just to allow a lot of this cold air to get over here faster. And then once this is cold enough for the plants to keep going, we'll block this back up. Because we're trying to keep it cut off from our base, which is very hot. That's why we're making our sauna, so that we can have our aqua tuners down here. There's going to be 2 aqua tuners, and whatever the air thing is, we need refine. No, utilities. The thermal regulator is what we're going to have here for our refrigerator or our freezers. And then we're going to have 2 aqua tuners down here. One is cooling the base, the other one is cooling our oxygen setup. And then we won't need this coal setup right here, because it'll be tied into our power spine. This whole thing is going to be on our power spine. No transformers. Sounds like someone's playing the drums outside. And that automatically cooled these down enough. Alright, I'm going to allow the temperatures to keep mixing so that the top portion can get cooled down a little bit further. I think down here at the bottom it's like 28 degrees. And we'll call it 29. But up here it's closer to 30. Yeah. So we're going to let this cool down a little bit more before we cube it off and have it so that no temperatures can go in there. Up here, they have this. We are going to turn this onto crude oil. Enable auto bottle. That will then make this pipe a 50-50 split between draining a bottle and pumping this out. We already have this piped in. We might not have enough room with just one of these reservoirs. Let's get rid of that one. And I guess we're gonna need pipes. We'll go like that. Because we might have enough for this area, but we don't have enough to combine both of them together. But now they should be able to come over here and grab this, and also get all this oil out of here, which we might be able to mop now. We are able to mop. Okay, let's just deconstruct that. We don't need it anymore. We'll mop all that up. Then we won't have to put this on enable auto bottle. We'll keep it on that just in case. Now we can mop all that up. This is now done. So we can get rid of all of this. And the water right there. The pipes, I mean. And now we just have to find a place to move this around to. I'm keeping it up here near its original place because it is a hot liquid. It will have this heat up as it is heating up right now. And then that should transfer over to this. And then they still have the ability to do this. If I put it on a 7, they should prioritize doing it. We also need to deconstruct those two. In terms of something else they should probably be doing, we do have someone down here mopping this area up. That's good. And they're not doing too bad. Look how fast this is draining down. It's maybe 0.5 kilograms per second. I mean, we could see how much they're doing here. Yeah, it's about 2.5, or half a kilogram. It is slowly going down. That's just because there's less oil coming over here. So I think they move to another spot once they get to 300 grams or 500. I forget. I don't think they mop up a kilogram of liquid at a time. Definitely not. They won't below it. Alright, let's tell them to prioritize doing this water, because I want this to be a full liquid seal soon. Because they could move here and break the water seal. And I want this because it should slow down temperature change. Okay, we're down to 29 up there. 28, 27, 27. 28. So we're probably good enough to close this off now. Starvation is a lie. Nobody is starving. You're just further away than you should be. But how much is in this one tile? We have about 1.5 kilogram. Oh no, that's 1,000 kilograms, not 1.5. Alright, let's do this regular pod. Digging, ranching. Increased husbandry. That is a perfect rancher. I think we need to steal this rancher. I think we need Ren. I don't think I'm gonna find another Ren that is a rancher and has increased husbandry. If anything, this is probably the best rancher. For those who came in with the raid, I'm doing an increased difficulty challenge where we only collect a dupe with 1 interest. So this is the only dupe. We would never take this one. Although in a regular run, it might be better that you have a ranger and a doctor as one person. So we're gonna take Ren. Whether or not I have enough space for them, I don't know. And Ren should be one of the first. Oh no, they're the first in the second schedule. Which is this one. Bring Ren there. Priorities, Ren, Rancher, and skills. You'll be a farmer for a little bit, but then you go into ranching afterwards. Okay. At this point, we're probably going to go down in food rather quickly. So now that we have oil, let's get our stuff together. I need refinement, metal refinery, ceramic. I have one right here. Skip 3 tiles. And another one. And then up here is the one for our random metals that we'll need later on. So I'll put that in even though they can't do it yet. And in terms of pipes, how high up did I go with these pipes? I went up to those ladders. Okay, let's count up this ladder. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These ladders are going to make sense later on, but not for a while. But this is the height that the pipes are going to come up to and go back down. In terms of how much aluminum we do have 5.3 tons, so that should be enough to build all of these pipes. And I put insulated pipes at the tiles of the refinery, and then the rest is the aluminum pipes. So it's going to go all the way up here, go back down, and in. There's an Abra in chat. That's another Gen 1 Pokemon. I'm going to be trying to catch that in a moment, if I don't already have it. And for this refinery, I did something different where I went over... This is a ladder going down. We went to... here. Like that. That should be enough to cool down even steel. So let me try... Let's first see if I have Abra. I do have Abra already. Okay, never mind then. I'm not going to try to get it. We also do need to bring power in here. And right now our power spine is way up here. So we're going to burn through a lot of our cobalt ore, just bringing the power over. We might as well start doing that now, just so I can see how much cobalt we're going to need. I really don't want to tie this in to our power yet. That's going to make these start running. So for right now, we'll go like this, but keep them separated. It can be connected to this. I'm going to stop occasionally to see how much cobalt we have. Alright, so at this point, we should probably dig more cobalt. We did not get everything over here. We do still have a biome going up. I think we were working on the biome that was over here. I don't know which one we should do first. We were already over here with the food. We have a way for water to drain all the way down here. Let's just go up this way. Just continue this going all the way up to about there. And then we're gonna do a relocate to over here on a 9. Because sometimes they don't kill the critters right away when we want them to be killed. I'm gonna dig all that out so they can get over here. And we're gonna need a ladder so they can get this top portion. So we dig that out as well. I will also place in the ladder that I had over here. This will melt at some point. You know, let's not do that one. And let's take a look at all of the utilities that we're gonna need, the temperature shift plates. We're gonna need obsidian for around the volcano. And what I did was one right here. So that means there's one here, here, and here. And then going down here is going to be obsidian temperature shift plates in case the obsidian gets 2 tiles high. Otherwise, it's going to be igneous rock once I find it. That's sedimentary. Igneous rock there. I'm not going to do a tile right there. But I will go across here. I do know that I have the blueprint mod. I just don't use it for these usually. And I think if I put one there, they will delete that tile, so we're not going to do that. I need to cancel that one and go back into doing more. It goes there, here. We can add it to the neutronium, but we're not going to put it against this tile. So let's do here and here and work our way back over. That's all the temperature shift plates we're going to need down there. We are going to need them up here as well. So I should probably put in the mesh tiles for that level. So it is 3. And then 5. We don't have enough. That's fine. And then I have a few metal tiles in here. Are we going to want it to be steel because of the temperature in here? Probably. That's made out of steel. Are there any other metal tiles? There is one for the aqua tuner that cools off the steam turbines, which would be all the way at the top. Right there. That's the only other metal tile in this area. Now they didn't open this up yet. It is still, oh, it's idle. It's not dormant. And we don't know how long it's going to be idle for. So let's continue making more of these. And it seems like in terms of ladders, we have all the ladders over here. This is going to be a mesh tile, that's why it's not a dug out tile yet. So we're going like this until we get to that tile, and then we're going to work our way over here. We don't have to go up here yet. That seemed like the wrong tile. It is the wrong tile. We're not making these out of igneous rock anymore. We're making them out of granite. When did it start doing granite? Okay, there's granite. So it stopped right there. I need to cancel all of these. That'll be all the temperature shift plates we have for a while. We don't need more necessarily, so we should be fine with that amount. How are they in building all that? We should probably prioritize doing this so that we can get cobalt to do the power line. They did build it up most of the way. Why is this too hot already? What? Insulated tiles aren't supposed to give off heat. They are giving off heat. What? Why? No, I want to go every other. So they can still walk across here. I guess I'll just deconstruct that. Alright, they have a bunch of water in here. If this didn't have carbon dioxide, all the water would move over. So we're going to deconstruct this now. And I'm going to tell them to put a block there, just so I can deconstruct it. We have a regular pod. We should probably also do our first production of 3 for the stream. Why are our people not doing this? It's on a 9. They should be doing it. So let's see. We have hatch eggs, blurse seeds. We'll take blurse. Deconstruct that so they can get in. That debris is probably going to heat up the area as well. Okay, now we have a full liquid lock. That's our farmer. Alright, what if I do an attack on a 9? Ah, now they actually do it. Okay. If I just go to this guy, they'll do that one as well when they get up to them. Alright, now we need to figure out how we're going to get over to different areas of cobalt. Right here, I think we'll just go like this. There's a little bit right there. If I add one more tile, we can dig that. Just checking over here to see if there's any. There isn't. We can also get Gina to dig out... majority of this, but not enough. We go there. 1, 2, 3, 4, and over 2. We just need to get these. Let's go like this. And dig downwards. Gino, what are you digging? You're probably digging something down here. Take out all that. We're keeping the volcano blocked off for right now. Oh, we are out of water. Right now, we are only working off of our toilets, which are only going to back up this area. And also keep this topped off. Not much of it's going to go into our oxygen. We're not worried about our oxygen. I was more worried about the 2 of these running. Right, that's already getting backed up. We're fine. What is this? Oh, that was going up. Okay. We have another combat, so they're going up to this guy now. And Gino dug out a majority of this, so let's just continue digging it out. We tell him to dig that so that it doesn't get stuck. And then that one tile. We can tell Gino to dig this. And all of that. Doesn't need to worry about that. That's going to get destroyed when this tile gets dug out. So we have our first hour automated messages, so let's do our first prediction. I think we'll do our predictions every time we get an announcement. So what is in the pod in the top left corner? Is it clothing, buildings, decorations, or wallpaper? You have 10 minutes to put any amount of points in. I hope you win. Can you kill this guy so he's not eating our cobalt? Like, today? Am I not able to put that on an emergency kill? Wow. Looks like I'm not. Dig that. Dig all of this. This. You can get into there to collect all of that. That's a bunch of cobalt there. If we come up here, it would probably just be easier to put in a single ladder right there. There's a Squawkabilly in chat. We actually had a different one on Wednesday or Thursday. So this is your chance to get a second color. There are 5 of that bird. And they have different colors. Alright, Gina, what are you digging out? Probably down here somewhere. Yeah, you just dug out most of this. That's okay. This is semi back to being working. Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4. We could have just waited long enough and then he would have been able to get in here. I want to dig this out, but not the bob bucket. Like that. Can you get over here? You cannot. I need to make a way to get over there. One ladder. You know what? No. We need ladders up here to reach everything. 2, 3, 4, 5. Now you're able to get everything. This is probably going to fall, and we're going to have to dig that out again. They still have not killed this slug. I think I might be having another game-related bug. We have attribute increase, so that is now our second farmer fully up to this. We have an astronomer now, so we can put them on astronomy. Later on, they'll be a data analysis researcher. We also have Ren, who I'm not going to put a hat on until we get ranching. There's polluted water in here now. That's, you know, honestly, that's fine. It's not in here off-gassing. Even if it was in here off-gassing, it wouldn't really do anything to us. In terms of temperature, that's 30.2. Now, is that 30.2 staying there, or is it going down? Because I just saw a plant to the left of this one. Okay, cool. Alright, that's going to 30.1. This one's probably going up because of this tile here. It'll be fine. Alright, I'm gonna do a quick save and reload to try and get this slug killed. We've been having this issue a lot. I think it's just because I'm streaming. Because I don't have this issue when I'm doing it or playing the game without streaming. That right there. Automatically loading back in. There's now 6 people coming over to kill this slug. I don't know what is causing issues like that. But something is. Greater starvation, 2 Dracos, that's fine. Now they can't reach this one right now. That's why they're not trying to attack it, but they will. What are you doing, little one? Is it getting causing trouble? And this is getting hotter, it seems. But I don't want to keep deconstructing and then placing them back in. It's not really helping us overall. Alright, now this is back to not being killed. What if I were to wrangle them and then have someone come over and kill them? Okay, up here is pretty much cooled off. Down here is getting cooled off. What are you doing? Away from the camera. Alright, so getting up here, we do need to dig this out, and that. And then we are almost all the way up to space. So if we were to come in here, we can dig out all of this, actually. And we should be able to reach everything here as well. So that'll be all the cobalt in the top right of the base, because there's no more biomes of cobalt over here. The space biome is right here, and it kind of mountains over. This is the polluted water geyser. So we have the second salt water here, polluted water there. So that's why I'm keeping all of my water storage down here, because everything is pretty much over to the right. Somewhere down here is the hot water, that's like 95 degrees. We'll be going to get that at some point. Don't want that dug out, we don't need it. Do you want to dig that? Alright, the slug is now over here. Where would it travel to? It is now actually stuck on our base. So they can kill that whenever they get to it. Are you going to attack my monitor? Not anymore, you're not. The moment I talked, the kitten decided not to attack the monitor. Alright, let's do another regular pod. Nothing I want. Let's continue this wire going all the way down. We should be able to just go all the way in without having to worry about how much cobalt we have. And then all throughout here, I should probably also look at the power line network for this. Okay, so now I have a picture of where all the power goes. So for the gas tuner, or cooler thing, the power's in the bottom right corner. So we just continue that all the way in. Up here, we go from the refinery, we go over to the slider, and we go straight down. There is going to be an auto sweeper right here. That gets tied in. We have an infinite storage right here. That gets ties in. There's going to be another infinite storage right there, or smart storage, I mean. And then I have a glass forge. I'm trying to figure out how to distinguish where the power goes. This refinery is where it needs to be, and the power for this is 3 tiles over from that, so right here. That gets tied in. Auto sweeper right there. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's a conveyor loader right here. Go up 2 tiles. 3 tiles, actually. Auto sweeper. And then we go over to here. And over on the left, at this height, we have to go in 3 tiles, and that is the first generator power right there. Or hydrogen generation. Now, somewhere I miscounted. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is where the power starts. Sorry if that was loud. There was a kitten eating my my headphones cord. Where do I want this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh. So this is the one that's at the wrong spot. That goes up. So I need to cancel this. And this one. Alright, then we continue going up. It's easier as we go up. Hi. My kitten came up. What are you doing? Can you guys even see her on me? No, you can't. What are you doing? I'm just gonna lay down on my belly. I have a feeling you're gonna slide off and fall. Anyway. Let's continue doing more power. The next line... It's 4 tiles up because the hydrogen generators are 3 tiles high. Then we have a tile, and then the next line for power. We go from here all the way over to the second to last tile. Then up here we have the water drain for the cooling of the steam turbines. Go over 3 tiles, and that is the aqua tuner. Comes all the way over to our main spine and goes down. That's all the power figured out. I moved the air can and the kitten walked away. So they are learning to fear the can. Okay, that should be done. We still haven't made this 1 tile. I'll put that on 7 so they make it a little bit quicker. In terms of our food, what's their temperature at? 29.8. Not too bad. What if I go like this? And just add in a few more tiles of heat in this area. How did this get cooled down? Oh, it's the air. The air came out from over here and cooled down this area a little bit. Now we have combats that are going to go over here and kill the slug finally. Can I not reach this? Probably not. Let's go like that. So we'll get that done. They're also getting the power going all the way down here. What are you doing? Alright. Take that out. I'm trying to think of what to prioritize first. Dotterly, welcome in. Dotterly says to put on the crown. Let's put this on. As the kittens watch me, wondering what the heck I'm doing. Welcome in, Dotterly. I should probably manage rewards, because I don't think I've done that in a while. Oh, you okay? I think Mama might have called the kittens. There is a bird in chat. Hello, streamer chat universe. Welcome in. We are right now working on our sauna, or industrial sauna, mixed with our hydrogen generators, mixed with our water filtration system. Once we have this, everything else is going to be made a lot quicker, and we won't have to worry about our base being this hot anymore. Alright, we have had the prediction up for a while. It looks like one person put in 30 points into clothing. I'm going to assume that's Gino, because Gino likes to put in 30 points. So, let's see if you get your points back or if I'm stealing them. That's a building! So I'm stealing your points. That's cool. A punchy rock crusher. Smashy, smashy. As you can see, that's the only one I have out of these two. Ain't easy to have. Ooh, what do you mean? I don't want to change this one, because that's a temporary... Is that temporary? I'm pretty sure that's temporary. There's going to be a spice maker thing here. Oh, now I get what you mean, Dottery. We are slowly going down in food. I have been watching that since we were having issues with our food over here. I really do want to just open this up, but we need temperature plates around about here so that we can spread out the heat into this liquid. Does Dotterly have a dupe yet? No, I think this is the first time Dotterly's come in since we started playing Oxygen Not Included. I could be wrong. I mean, obviously you guys can lark and I wouldn't know. I'm going to go around and find temperature shift plates that we probably need. in order to transfer the heat over. So go like that, and then all of that. That should transfer the heat all the way over. Because we have these here for the lava, and I'm just putting in connection tiles just in case they wouldn't reach. Oh, I want to be part of this. I mean, unless your name's Wubby, you haven't died, or you won't die. We had our cook Wubby gasping for air while having slime lung before we had our SPOM sped up. So on this specific colony, we're not doing deaths. We are reloading if somebody dies. And Wubby, I think, had to be saved 7 times. Put me in, no crime, I'm not in. There is a 500 point redeem for naming a dupe. It's also used for naming vents and geysers if you guys want to use it for a vent and geyser. And of course Gino gives Dotterly a dupe. So Dotterly, since you are here, you get a choice of what dupe you want. We have Abe, our doctor, Camila, our scientist. We also have Gossman, our decorator, Hassan, our supplier. We have Lyra, our tidier and plumber. Then we also have Meep, our secondary farmer. Ren, our secondary rancher, who is getting their hat now. And that's it. So you can actually see everyone right now. It's Abe, Camille, Gossman, Hassan, Lyra, Meep, and Otto. If you don't have a preference, I'll also just choose a random dupe, but since you're here, I give you the choice. No cook, no secondary cook. Right now, we don't have enough food. We don't have enough plants to create enough food for 24 dupes right now. We do have Wubby, who's our doctor, or our cook. Builder slash digger. I think we only have one of both of those as well. Yeah, we have Willow and Gino. Willow also does super hard digging, so that's why there's 2 there. But if you go off of these, there's only 2 of those, or 1 of those. We have 2 farmers, 2 researchers, and 2 doctors. And give me a shitty whatever job. What's this for? The virtual planetarium. That's what I was thinking, Dotterly. I was thinking a scientist. Because even though I can't specify which thing they go into, I'm trying to keep one in material study and the other one into the virtual planetarium. So we will go to Camille and name Camille Dotterly. Titles, where are you, Camille? So welcome into the colony. Dotterly. That's nice, well done. Why did I do a slash? Oh, because I missed shift. There we go. We're also going to need to move the oil down here. How much is actually in here? This has none. This has more than what it did before, but I don't think... Yeah, it doesn't have everything. They are still moving over the temperature shift plates. This should be on a 7. It is. And then these 2, which they should be able to get over to. Did we get any more igneous rock through Archon? No, we did not. Okay, we could deconstruct all this and get that out. Or we could just dig over to here. I think we'll dig over to there. kind of want to keep these here. Could I dig this out, allow the salt water to fall down here, get those plants so that we have some unusable lettuce. And that should be 4 there. So if we go here, that'll bring us over. This is a hydrogen vent, which we are going to be supplying to our sauna. Alright, now they should be able to produce. We have another Draco if all of our Dracos die. We also have uncovered this stuff. Let's see our destination. Maybe we get some Sweetles from it, because I know we do have the Sweetle biome over here. Wasteland biome. We also have the Tundra biome, but the sleet wheat is not always on this planet. There is another planet that has sleet wheat. That's pretty much a frozen asteroid. This one, we might be able to get all of our stuff from. It has an iron volcano, a water geyser, an aluminum volcano. Those are pretty much the only 3 things we would ever come over here for. Water so that we can make a SPOM. It also has a cool slush geyser for more water. But we have the aluminum for something late game, and I forget what it was that I would want it for. Now, are we able to see any Sweetles moving about here? We have one. So that means we could get one through the blueprint pod later on. They're not always visible from the top level, which is why I was wondering if we would get it. We also, oh, we do see a plant as well, so we can get that from the pod now as well. Which should have also unlocked Grubfruit Preserve just by seeing the plant. Alright, so let's inspect that, even though we can't get to it yet. And this, I don't think this is an inspecting. It's not. So that's a little bit more databanks when we get to down here with all this cobalt and stuff. We dug out that igneous rock, so let's go over to here. Just like that. That'll help them build this. It also gives us... we'll have more, but it gives us 12 kilograms. Right, let's build up the rest of the ladders that we're going to need. We have those ladders there. Some of these ladders are going to be deconstructed for the tiles. It's going to be right here. And then the rest is just straight up here to the aqua tuner. We also got cobalt so that I could put in more mesh tiles. Let's go to there. And then the rest of this is ladders. So 1, 2... I must have put this in so that we could build this level. That makes sense. Alright, more of these, and we're gonna skip this level right here where the dig commands are. We're gonna go up to the next one above it, which would be right underneath this wire. That's all of that, and also all of this. And the rest of the stuff we can't build until we have steel.
Hi, little one. What are you doing down there?
Behind the camera is a footrest chair thing. And there's a kitten laying... like it's trying not to be touched by the curtain, but it's also laying against the curtain. Where is the one that I am keeping? Yeah, just now walking over. And they went into the little cat house that I have. Oh, they're coming back out. Never mind. Here they come. If they're not going to lay with their sister. might have a kitten laying on my lap for a little bit. It is about a half hour until we start feeding them. Okay, they did all the temperature shift plates that should be needed to get over here. The minor volcano is still idle. We should be able to dig this out and analyze it while it is giving off lava, because it shouldn't be able to flash this water quick enough to hurt our dupe researching the volcano. And then we'll worry about the gases after all the water is taken care of. Because this amount of water is definitely going to be too much gas. Or too much steam. Gino, what are you digging? Why are you not over here? Oh, the pod. Grab some iron. We should have an iron volcano somewhere on here, so we don't really need a renewable source of iron. Or, we don't need to create iron, because we have a renewable source. And I don't know what to prioritize, because of everything kind of being needed. Gino, where are you? Why are you not over here digging this? You talk water, you hydrate. Thank you. Cheers. Surprised you haven't gotten a second digger yet. That's because we haven't, got them in the pod. Why is everyone sitting here idle? All the suits. Because we have less than 500 grams of oxygen in here. We need this back on. That's gone for 22 more cycles. Yeah, we're gonna tie this in. And then I'll only temporarily have this going. So I need this on a 9, because that's going to give us more air. So, sorry Gino for yelling at you. How's our breathability doing now? I mean, it's expanding. That's probably meaning the hydrogen is going all over the place. Yeah, hydrogen escaped. Alright. We're just gonna disable that. I want this to be breathable gases. You know what? No. Not polluted oxygen. Relocate you to here. And then we're gonna empty you. At once. Oh, we have that built. Okay, where's all the water? So this is gonna get drained out pretty quickly. Actually, we don't need this water down here anymore, because we're moving the refinery. So this will actually help us out. And once we get this connected in to everything up here, I will turn this back on. Because they can't breathe in here. Or maybe they can. Yeah, there's polluted oxygen here. They can probably breathe. If they need to. Slicky's in here with an Atmos suit doing the research. They're almost all kicked on. There we go. Enable this building. And we're gonna sit here for a little bit and watch the gases move around. Because I want to make sure that there's no issues with oxygen. Looks like it's getting around. We're already blocking up the pipes. So we didn't really lose too much oxygen throughout the entire base. In the amount of time that we didn't have water. The top two lines are pretty much already blocked up. And it looks like the bottom one is also getting blocked up, but that's because there's a bunch of chlorine and carbon dioxide down here. That hopefully is going to get compressed. The third line is also blocked up now. So it should mean that more is going into the Atmos suits. Alright, and they're also able to get the oxygen from the last 6 Atmosuit docks. So it's not like we don't have air to put in the Atmosuits if they need it. We finished looking at this. Its next dormancy is in 100 cycles, so we have this for quite a while. I am going to do no sweep, actually. I don't want this to get melted, because I think you can melt them. And then we're just waiting for this to be wrapped. 13.5 cycles. Okay. I think what we'll do in the meantime is... I don't know. I was thinking about moving the water over. Because the water goes right here. Our filtration stuff. I don't know. We could make all the steel we need for the aqua tuners. Let's do that. We're going to use this area for making the steel for it. And what I need to know is the amount that we need. So this is 12 each, so we're going to need 24 for that. Only 28 things of steel? We have 400 right now. So we only need to queue up 24 of these. And then also do the math on how much we need of the other stuffs. 24 times 2, that'll be 480 refined carbon. 480. Where is... here it is. You make 100 at a time. So we'll queue up 5. And down here, how much steel will we need? I don't know 24 times 7. Let alone 70. 1,680, so that's 17 times we have to do iron. Not including what we already have, which is 260, so let's subtract that. We need 15 more things of iron, because it's just shy of 14 and a quarter. So that'll get done over time. Let's, while we're waiting, move our oil over here. None of this is a super high priority, so we could make everything we're currently doing on a 6. Yeah, I had a feeling I was going to use all of our igneous rock. There is a bunch right here that's probably enough if I can dig over to it. We go like that. I want to cancel all of that, just so that we have igneous rock to make ladders out of. We'll go all the way down to here, because that should unlock all of this area. Then, I think if we were to dig... If we dig down, we can't get back out, so we should probably dig over from here. While we have the igneous rock, I'm going to figure out how we are going to bring all this oil down here. And I think we'll just go like this. I'll put a liquid pipe, or liquid bridge right there. And just until they build that, we'll go like this. Then let's slowly get all this connected down here. We'll stop right there. Alright, this is back to running. It does have a packet too much of water in it. That's fine. We want the extra water in there because we're going to be connecting this with this pipe into the aqua tuna that's going to be somewhere over here. We still only have 400 steel. We made all the refined carbon. We have spicy tofu. Heck yeah, we're going to be making that later. I do have plans for nosh beans. We'll be using all this wood that we're getting from the trees in our base to make the ethanol. If they are right here, they can't dig this tile or this tile. Actually, they could dig that one. Either way. And I'll queue this up to be dug. We can dig that out as well. This into here. And then we're going to dig another tunnel going through this area. You know what, let's get all that coal. Oh, wait. You're gonna end up digging out the tiles I need you to walk on. Never mind, this is gonna have to wait until they dig this out. So I think instead we'll go like this, which doesn't let me get in there. Sorry, Gino already dug out all of that, so let's queue up this to be dug as well. So since we have all the refined carbon, we actually did get one more thing of steel. I want to see refined carbon and iron and lime. Until we have a box to put all this stuff in. So we do have iron that we can use. And I don't know what they prioritize making on this list. Do they go... Does anyone know the answer to this? Do they go top down? Like if we had all these set to a 1, what do they do first? Is it the thing that we queue up first, or is it the thing at the top of the list? Given that everything was provided to the building. I would imagine it's the thing at the very top. Like they were gonna choose to do steel until they run out of iron, then they go down to the iron, then they go back and forth. No, they did 3 things of iron and only 1 thing of steel. We have enough iron for more than 1 thing of steel. I don't know. Maybe they're going back and forth. They started with the iron. Who knows? Let's... Where's Willow when you need her? Exactly. Willow would probably know the answer to that. Alright, let's connect this. That's all connected in. And then we need to bring this. To be able to be bridged into every one of these pipes. We're only going to put in 800 oil. 800 kilograms of oil. That's as much as the refineries can hold. I have seen people put in 800 and a little bit extra so that there's some in the pipes and it's automatically getting filled in as more liquid is coming out. Dotterly, are you attempting to catch the Pokemon? Because you may have to set up the thing for you, which would be exclamation Poke start if you have not done it before. And then afterwards, you'll have to do Poke catch. Exclamation Poke catch, I mean. There's a baby Draco down here. Oh, okay. So, since you said it as a question, I thought you were trying to catch it. Palucha was the first Pokemon that was the dual type of fighting and flying. There was no other flying, fighting Pokemon before that came out. There is now. Flamigo, which is a flamingo, is the next fighting flying Pokemon that came out afterwards, I think. You're not into Pokemon, just Geno. Not sure if they used the right command. Geno did the command to see if he had already caught the Pokemon. So if you do exclamation Poke check, and you don't have the Pokemon, it gives you a message. If you do have the Pokemon, it just doesn't say anything, which is why Geno didn't try to catch it. I know there was a Pokemon earlier that Geno did not have. And I don't know if it's still in chat to give you the example of what the message says. There is. Earlier, there was a Tranquil in chat. And I'm just going to copy that message and paste it again. The message that I just sent is what it would give Geno if they did not have it. With, obviously, the Pokemon name instead of Tranquil. I'm gonna dig those tiles and this tile because we're gonna have to come in from down here to pick up the igneous rock that's gonna be on the ground. Which is also gonna require us to dig all of that. And we're going to come in here from this igneous rock. So where can I dig to? Well, we still have this to be dug, but that can be done at a different time. Except for when Gino comes over here now. So if we go from here, I can go up 4 tiles and over 2. So we want to dig those tiles right now. Oh, we're also gonna have to dig all of this too, because it's gonna fall and then they won't be able to grab it from here. This one they will be able to grab from, so I'm not gonna dig that out. Let's cancel at least 3 tiles there. You learned a PokeCheck trick from Coded? Thank you. I am glad to have been able to teach someone something. Oh, there's igneous rock here. I didn't even notice that. And there's some right here. So if I dig that, that means this is going to be 4 tall. I need that dug. And that should give us all the igneous rock. Oh, we have another oil biome! I didn't know I had another oil biome. There's also slicksters in here, so I'm going to try to keep this hot enough for them. What's the ambient temperature in here? It's hot enough for them to be in here. So we're going to try to keep this oil biome suppressed, because we might try to do slicksters. Since I'm still leaning more towards doing a full sauna-sized asteroid, or asteroid-sized sauna, we may be able to ranch the slicksters, because I think they can survive in steam. Let's check that, actually. How do you find out where they can live? I guess it's in here. Livable range is 0 to 200. Their comfort is under 140, so that is probably going to be decent for our sauna. But how do you tell what they can live in? Because I know there's certain critters that can't live in, like, carbon dioxide or something. There's a way to figure that out, and I don't remember how. Alright, once they dig this one tile, I'm gonna have them dig this out, and they can get in here. There is no starvation, stop lying to me. We could also deconstruct all these tiles and get the igneous rock from that. There's 100 grams in each one of these. 100 kilograms, I mean. Yeah, let's actually do that. I only need 2 more ladders, then we can dig all the way over here. This was from when we were pushing the fluids that were here up into this area. Another 9 cycles to go before this volcano erupts and gives us our first amounts of igneous rock. Ah, Gina dug that out, so we can go over here and start digging this out. And we are at our halfway point of the stream. I'm just checking one thing before we go into our kitten cam. I forget, someone else has a cool Pokemon plugin. They show up on screen like outlines only. You have to guess which one. Oh, yeah, I could do that as well. Rem came into the channel at one point after we started playing Oxygen Included and gave me 4 or 5 different links to different overlays. So I think the 5th one I did not even look at is the one that you're talking about. I'm actually curious now. Oh no, the 5th one is to show us when the next spawn of a Pokemon will be. And there's our 2-hour messages. Ooh. Gino's not going to be able to dig these 2 tiles. We're going to have to put in a ladder now. Alright, so this 1 tile. That's a tiny amount of igneous rock that we can't get to, but that's fine. Alright, I was just trying to make sure that the noise I heard downstairs was not somebody trying to get my attention. No, I was right. There's more Sixers over here. Let's get this pipe connected all the way up, because we should have enough igneous rock to not have to worry about how we're getting up here. Come on. There we go. Let's check right here. Oh, that's about half of our igneous rock. Maybe I do have to worry about how much we have. Nope, we made it. Okay. And that's all on a 6, so they should prioritize doing the pipes before doing any of this. Which they're not that far behind, honestly. I'll have to deconstruct all that. I could probably put in the ladders for how they're gonna... Not the ladders, the pipes. We already have 2 doctors, we have 2 rangers. Should probably check on skills. Dotterly is now fully leveled out in their skills. Meep is now in improved carrying 1. So we only have a few more dupes that aren't... We have 16, so that means Meep and Ren are the only 2 that aren't in here. Dotterly also isn't in here. Wait a minute. Oh, we have 17 dupes. That's why I'm getting confused. So Dotterly, Meep, and Ren are the only 3 that need their improved carrying 2. You're gonna be a while. You are on the last one. Alright. I'm just waiting to see if they're actually putting in the pipes. They are putting in the pipes. Okay. The oxygen is slowly making its way to these suits. Since the first 5 docks do have oxygen, they're not using these as much. You know what? Since they keep having polluted oxygen, I don't know how they're getting polluted oxygen in suits that are only getting supplied with clean oxygen. But they are. So I'm going to put this pump out here for anything that we don't want breathing inside the base. We'll also do unbreathable gases. And this area is getting cooled down just by the oxygen. Right? Seems like it. This is actually cooling off enough that it's bypassing this heat. Why does this look like it is in a vacuum? That is a vacuum. That is a vacuum. Okay. The temperature being not negative or not non-existent concerned me. But I think it's because they were doing the conveyor chute temperature thing. Alright, well, if we end up getting a glossy Draco, we have food for it. And this is just so they get that last igneous rock. We don't need them to prioritize that. They could also come down here to get more igneous rock. We still don't have enough steel to make one aqua tuner yet. Let's get these pipes situated. If I zoom in here, we're gonna go all the way down here, and I'm gonna attempt to put in as many pipes as I can without it messing with anything. So starting at this ladder, there's going to be the thermal sensor. Then it goes up here, bridge over, up, and then back out like that. Then this goes to here, I think. That's all of our igneous rock. Okay. Oh, that's not supposed to be on a 6. Let's change this back to 5. We have our first radiation biome. Actually, I think that's the only biome, and there's nothing in there. There's a gastrodon in chat if anyone wants a slug. It's not a snail. There's no shell. We might end up tapping into this oil biome just for the igneous rock. There's cobalt over here we could dig over too. I really don't think we can do anything. We're kind of waiting on one thing to do another thing to do another thing to get the first thing done. We're somewhat in a stuck loop here. Oh, there's a little bit of igneous rock right here. Tiny amount. I don't know if that's worth building up to. We might as well wait until we start coring out this entire area. But we almost had this down here done. So this pipe is going to go up this lane here. And both of these 2 tiles here are going to tie into our base. And then over here on the left is going to be all of this. So when we actually do this, we're going to deconstruct these 3 tiles and everything above, but these are going to be moved over here. This tile is going to disappear. And there's going to be 2 lanes of pipes going down here. And also through here, so we're going to need to be able to be down here. Which we can, once we deconstruct all this, we can get in here. I am going to queue up all of that to be dug. And also all of this. Now we need to be able to get over. Don't have enough for the ladders. Alright. Since we have the ads done, let's pause and save and do our kitten break, where we feed the kittens. I'm also going to do... What are you doing? What are they currently working on? Oh, there's more stuff to inspect. Inspect that, inspect this. There's a sun nymph egg. Or sun bug egg, I should say. And over here, that can't be inspected. This can. We have this. This, once we get air to it, will be how we get into our side stories for this chapter. So we have a bunch of different games signed up for multiplayer stuff, and they're going to be considered dreams from the Dream Journal. I hope you guys are excited for that. Can you not climb across my table, please? Okay, since we spent about a half hour with the cats, we're going to spend an extra half hour. We're going to go to about 4.5 hours of streaming. This hasn't been built yet either. Surprised. What are they currently working on? They finished all the pipes, so now all the oil is coming down. That's probably what they were working on, and I must have saved right as they were putting in the last few pipes. Here comes the first packet. No curtain. Alright, Gina's now over here digging this out. So somebody else should come over here and deconstruct all these tiles, giving us a bunch of igneous rock. There's about 20? Oh, there's more than 20. So we're going to get a lot of igneous rock back from this, because I'm also going to deconstruct all this. And now that we have that done, I'm going to put in all of our ladders continued down on the left side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Next one should line up with right underneath here. And something doesn't match up with my picture. No, it does. Never mind. So I did all that so I can know where this ladder is going to go. It goes right there. Yeah, it sounds like somebody is already home. Yep. Alright, is there anything else we need them to worry about right now? Honestly, no, but we could. Connect in our pipes. And I want everything in that tile done. And this. And this. And all that, which requires that ladder. How many more cycles? 5 cycles left before that erupts again. Where did it go, paintbrush? Are you watching Willow over here? Oh no, that's Regus. Are you watching Regus? She's very intently watching the screen, and when Regus went below outside of the camera view, she perked up like she was going to look for him underneath the monitor. We have some coal over here, so the Drecos are going to be able to eat. We'll take the algae for the fish. So it looks like our oxygen is kind of cooling down the base faster than this is increasing it. That's at least what it seems like over here. I think it's because it's been kicking on a lot. I'm not sure. This is at 70 degrees, so it's not hot enough to boil the polluted water. Alright, yeah, they got the oil in here. And there's obviously too much oil, so we're going to deconstruct that. And then I'm going to find the plumb button. There it is. I'm just waiting for them to deconstruct this bridge, because I'm going to tell them to plumb this, and then it should continue moving the oil around until everything is completed. There we go. And then let's put this on a higher priority. And then this one's even easier to do because there's only 3 tiles here. I could do this in a better way so I don't have to plumb out the oil from the pipe, but I'm fine with doing it this way. Right, I'm gonna see if that's enough to fill the whole thing. So I think it's pretty close. Eight more things of it. Alright, we will cut this off and connect that in. This is going to be more oil than we need, but in a good way. We'll just see that. We'll bring this over and disconnect that, deconstruct this, and that, and all this. And tell you to plumb that. Now they just need to put this in. Put that on a 7. They almost did all of the temperature shift plates on the bottom. Pretty good. I wasn't expecting it to get that done. Let's try and put in as many temperature shift plates as we can. Just to try and get this area done. There's a wind pod in chat. We had that last stream. And that's the amount of igneous rock we had. You know what? Let's cancel this whole row, because we might need some igneous rock for ladders. How much oil is in here? Not a lot. That's probably enough. That definitely was enough. Okay, we're gonna have to deconstruct the bridge. You know what? Let's not deconstruct the bridge yet. Let's clean out the pipe first. And then for our second aqua tuner, that's going to be there repurposed for something else. You are not. This just gets connected straight across. This will, once it's emptied. Let's put in the liquid bridge. And also disconnect that. Then over here we have our pipe going down and out, our pipe coming in, Another 3 tiles up. And it goes over and up. That's the bridge facing the other direction. And since this is rotated, both of those have to be disconnected. This, on the other hand, needs to go up and over. So that's that all completed. We just need to put in the aqua tuners and the automation we should probably also do. If I take a look at these, where does the automation go to? Top right corner. So I'm guessing if I switch it over, it's going to be top left. Yep. So the automation goes right above the tile that is furthest away from the sensor. So if there's a sensor here, goes there. If there's a sensor here, goes here. Liquids, thermal sensor. That's completed. What else needs to get done while we're waiting? Well, we're getting all this done so we can actually use the aqua tuners. We need this done so we can actually make the steel. So let's high prioritize all of that for right now. And this. Should also put in the pipes for all of this. So we're going to need more igneous rock. We need to come in here and burr this entire area out. So if I just follow the area that we're doing now, we'll go like this. We'll grab some ladders and build up instead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is there a way I can do this better without having to make a sideways ladder? Not really. We'll go like that. These can be canceled. Both sides. There we go. We're going to try to get all of the oil to go downwards. Oh, it's going to mix with polluted water. Oh well. Queue up all of that to be dug, all this, and that, and that. We don't have enough igneous rock for that, that's fine. We're going to be digging out more. So in the meantime, I mean, let's dig that out as well. I'm just waiting for this to erupt in another 2 cycles. By cycle 490, we should have more igneous rock than we have now. And you know what? I am going to deconstruct both of them. No. Cancel the top one. I'm going to deconstruct both of them. Hopefully that means that the magma will flow over this way and superheat this area as well, instead of only heating this and then producing heat across. Should hopefully fall down here. We do have the steel for the 2 aqua tuners. So you go there and there. For our gas and our base, they're both going to be on anything above 25 degrees. Our base is going to take quite a while to cool down. Because of how big it is and how much heat is at the top. It's going to cool out all this very quickly. And the reason why we have the pipe going downwards on the left instead of up and coming down this way is so that we can cool off the Drecos and not bring heat from up here down to them. Which, honestly, the Drecos are getting cooled off just by the air. We might not even need liquid cooling. We're going to take the nutrient bar because we're hovering around 400,000. But I am worried that we're going to end up losing food over time. Now, I was about to do something else and I forgot. Oh, we never did the prediction from 45 minutes ago. So let's do the pod. It looks like we have another 30 points into clothing. And we have a building? You have to create a pot. So I'm going to count that as another building. That's 2 buildings in a row. This is not something that a decorator would have to make. Alright, what are they prioritizing? Oh, it's getting there. Getting ready. Oh, they're doing all the pipes. Okay, I need to move the oil. We're gonna go right there. We're gonna make the pipes out of whatever. Just to get them out. Once they build this one pipe, I will then connect it in and then cancel the move because it's gonna change the type of pipe that's behind the liquid reservoir. But if I wait until it's built, then I can just cancel the reconstruction. And they can't really get over here, so let's do something like this. And they'll be able to dig all this stuff out. Okay, now we can go like this and cancel that. Let's also add back in the bottle drainer and get all that oil back in there. Now, why did it stop adding more? Saw a packet of oil go through. Oh, it says it doesn't have a way out. Okay. So in order for it to work, it needs to think that there is a pipe there. Set this up to be crude oil. Enable auto bottle in case we put bottles somewhere else. They still have yet to build any of the ladders over here. That should be okay because in one cycle. So it's at the start of 491. Or at the end of this cycle, depending on how you see the clock. This has 200 kilograms. It'll be emptied very quickly. These don't really take too long. And it's empty. So we can deconstruct that. We can deconstruct the pipe that was built back there, and all of this, and all of that. And connect this back in. Then bridge that back over, cancel the change of it. Have Paintbrush trying to attack Willow as she's running around the base, fixing things. They're doing the ladders there. I kind of want them to do these ladders if they need to do ladders. These don't really have to be done. I'm also not rushing them to do the aqua tuners just yet because we don't really have a reason to have them. The pipes aren't prepared yet. Why is there oil here? How did the oil get connected into here, go all the way up there, and then when I disconnect... Okay, that's probably what happened. Where did the oil end up? Ended up right here. So if I tell them to empty that pipe there, it should all get emptied. They're still doing the temperature shift plates, which is good. Trying to think if there's anything we need to prioritize right now. Honestly, I'm not seeing anything we need. How's the water over here going? Not doing too bad. Paintbrush is actually watching the last thing of oil move. Or maybe she was watching whoever just ran in here last. Okay, there should be just this one packet here. And that should be the last one. Alright, and we're about to have the first aqua tuner for the base. Still not doing this yet. It's on a 5. This stuff isn't on a higher priority, right? Well, the rest of the stuff isn't. Oh, here we go. We have some steam. That's going to quickly fill this in. All the carbon dioxide and chlorine should stay at the bottom. All the polluted oxygen and hydrogen should go up to the top, and any regular oxygen, if there is any. Now there's a bunch of sand here. Let's dig that out. All of this stuff needs to be touching water. Oh, there's a little bit of bleach stone. Let's sweep that up. 7. Is there bleach stone over here too? No, it's polluted oxygen. There's a Shiinotic in chat. If anyone wants a mushroom Pokemon. I'm just taking a look around and see what they need to do. We might have to sweep out the debris that's here. So I'm going to put that on a 7, make it so that it's the highest priority to get out. I'll spray you. Stop attacking the monitor. Once this is empty, it's going back on the shelf. But it's out of the way. Oh, do you want to lay back down? I'm probably done. Well, don't click on stuff. Go, leave the camera alone. She was trying to eat the camera. You paused the game! What are you doing? Are you sabotaging me? Is that what you're doing? You little butt. No, now you're playing with the curtain. No curtains. I'm watching you.
What are you doing?
I think I need to get toys that hang so that they don't attack the curtains and they have something that's hanging up. I'm trying to fix the camera. There's like a 4-second delay. I also think I need to cut the end of this because it looks like somebody bit the end of the tip. You guys can see that, I don't know. So it is still spraying out air, but I think it's cut and not able to push out all the air. That's definitely louder. Okay. They're almost done taking out all the debris. Most of it's going to be igneous rock, I think. No, it's the other rocks. Granite and sedimentary. Okay. What are you trying to get? Is there a bird outside the window? Hi. How are you? She kidnapped my arm. Mom? Hello? Oh, that's the kitten playing with the tube thing. Hi. Chat, I have an issue. My mouse hand has been kidnapped. I'm gonna show you guys what's going on. Oh, she's moving. Oh, because I've moved the camera. So streamception, that's what goes on in the third monitor, along with all of my extra stuff that's just thrown about the place. Toilet paper for runny noses. Who's right here? Who is this? Is that me? Or are you looking at the mouse cursor? You were strictly looking at the mouse cursor, not who was on the screen. Okay. Alright, so we have a little bit more igneous rock that didn't finish taking this out. Okay. It looks like they only did 2 buckets and then that was it. So if I take this, which isn't a lot of igneous rock, I kind of getting annoyed with what they're doing first. I'm gonna prioritize literally everything in here. Catch your tail. What are you doing? You gonna climb on me again? Yep, right onto my lap again. Alright. It is 2 minutes shy of being 3 hours in, so I think we do our last prediction. Hi. So, is the pod in the top left corner going to be clothing, buildings, decorations, or wallpaper? You have 10 minutes to decide. Ooh, there's a petroleum slickster over here. You know what? Not that. I'm gonna look at you, and I want to go all the way down to molten slicksters. They like living in 100 to 200 degree temperatures. So, I am pretty much now deciding that we are going to do a asteroid size base. And all the slicksters that we still have at that point will turn into molten slicksters and just produce us petroleum. But that means we have to give them a source of carbon dioxide constantly. But we do have a dirty brick. We could just open the dirty brick to it and have the slicksters at the bottom cleaning the dirty brick. And that's what we'll do. Now that they have all that done, we can dig all of that out. And instead of using the ladder, I think I will dig my way into here as well. And then there. And all of this. We should be able to get out afterwards. We're getting some diamond from this. We also have more joya seeds. I like using joya seeds in my bedrooms. Alright, we're finally getting out all that oil. So one more for there, and then it should be from down here as well. No? Really? Alright, let's make sure that all the pipes are emptied. They have the first aqua tuner powered in. They don't have this one done. The steel is also... Wait, that might be all the steel we need. I think that is all the steel we need. She's still going after the curtain. So if I go into utilities, thermal regulator, we did only need 200. So we have an extra little bit of steel that we can use for something else. That's gonna go there. And then I put the thermal sensor on the left side. This is the preferred direction that I like building it, with the thermal sensor on the left. Same thing with the aqua tuners. I like having it on the left side. I don't usually build them like this. There's no real reason. But anyway, I need to look at pipes of this area. That is the power. That's the auto sweepers. Automation. There's the pipes. Because I need to know which way my bridge is going to go. So if we go in here, we're going to take a little bit of our igneous rock and build up this whole system. So from here, down and in, up to there. Over here, we're going straight up to the ladder and up. Our bridge is right here, facing that direction. And then that's going to eventually be tied into the stuff up here. Can I do that now? Do I have enough? It's pretty much the same as a pipe. Oh, I do have enough. So that's going to get done. Then we can put hydrogen in here. It doesn't have to be powered right away. As long as we have all the bridges and stuff in it, we'll be able to fill this up with as much as we need. Oh, the kittens are being fed by Mama. Alright, let's check in on these pipes. Keep going up, keep going up. Oh, we actually made it all the way. Look at that. And then all of this can be deconstructed. And all of this can be deconstructed. Oh, maybe they went up here for the oil drainer. They might have put oil in here, and that's how it got all the way down into our aqua tuner. Either way, there's going to be a lot of igneous rock we're getting back. I should be able to continue going downwards from here. Which, let's go like that. I'm going to see if I can go all the way down. Oh, I can. I'm not going to be able to go all the way back up, though. We put our liquid storage in the way. That's alright, I guess, because we can just go like this, and like this. And like that. It just stinks, because I thought I had it in the right spot where it's not in the way of anything. We do have a ladder right here, so that's going to allow us to get over. Now, while I'm here, I can set this whole thing up to be moved over. And then we can get rid of this line. So long as I get this connected incorrectly. And then that should get rid of the 2-packet break that we have here. But maybe not. Doesn't need to, so it's fine. And I'm going to go like this, and like this. And disconnect that. And like this. Now we're going to go like this, and this. And disconnect that. And then we can just go like this. Now. And then everything is set up for the way that it's going. We just need to build in the last pipe. Made a mess. Dupe. Dupe, you poor thing. I don't know how that happened. Alright, 2, 2, 2, so that means we can dig this out. There is a sparrow in chat. It's another Gen 1 Pokemon. I think we can dig out all of this stuff. If we can't get that, we can get it from this side. Yep. So that allows us to at least get out of here. I'm waiting for him to dig this out. Because then he can dig everything else. Alright, I am also going to see if I have this, because I don't remember seeing a sparrow before. Apparently I do. You have luxury balls? For those who may not know, luxury balls are my favorite Pokemon ball. Just because of the coloring, and also that it makes every Pokemon that you catch with it instantly love you to the highest affection. And for those that don't know, I have 3 tattoos, 2 of which are Pokemon related, and a luxury ball is one of my tattoos. Or at least part of it. So if you don't know what a luxury ball looks like, this is little beads that you melt together. It looks like this. So it's a yellow button with a yellow stripe going around. Usually this is white. And then up top, it's a yellow stripe, red stripe, and yellow stripe again. I just really like it. Welcome back from the ads, everyone. And the sparrow escaped. How rude. And as I was saying before with this little biome here, there's nothing going on in there. We'll get some wolframite and some uranium ore, but there's no bees. That's the only amount of this biome we have as well. A bunch of weird balls in mine before. I have clone balls. Clone balls aren't an actual ball. I go to the overlay. I have 2 clone balls. I actually have luxury balls. I have a phantom ball. That's used for ghost type. That's another ball that's not real. Clone balls and phantom balls. I'm actually close to not having enough balls to catch things, I mean. Alright, since we dug out that entire biome, and since this is now empty, deconstruct all of that stuff. And I'm just gonna bring this all the way up, because we should be able to make it all the way there. And we did. Alright, first things first, I'm the realist. We're gonna go up here and make all those pipes for our base cooling. We still have an opportunity working on our air, so I don't have to worry about our air being moved right away. Gino's going down this ladder to dig out all the tiles we need for the pipes to go in. There's a person lying about starving.
What are you doing? You're not Paintbrush, you're Willow. Hello, Willow.
Why can't I open this? Oh, I'm too close to the table. Or to the bench. I was putting the footrest out so they have a weird, so they have a way of getting over to me. Because I don't want them to jump onto my legs and claw my leg out. They did that earlier, and it hurt. There you go, now they have a way to get over. They're almost done, they have 4 pipes left. Yeah, and all the water came down here. Can you get off the cord, please? Okay, so we just need another way for water to get in. Oh, I disconnected it right here. Okay, once they build that one pipe, that should start moving. Okay, so then I can... We need a pipe right here, or a bridge. There should be a bridge going over this. Okay, this needs to be connected in, and we're gonna disconnect our air for a while until this is all built in. Kitten was trying to get into chocolate. And not the kitten chocolate that I used to give Tori, but actual chocolate this time. Alright, so we'll have it still bridged over, but then it's going to prioritize going into here. Actually, let's cancel the bridge for now and just have it get piped in. Why isn't it going in? Because of this bridge. Alright, we're gonna have to do this differently then. We're gonna have to do 2 bridges. One of which is gonna be temporary going into that area. And is also gonna be prioritized to be built. I kinda want that built before the other water catches up. There we go. So we might run low on water for a little bit in the oxygen supply. We should be fine. Did you just find the bridge I made for you? Oh no, you're just laying down. Hi. Oh, Paintbrush is playing with one of her tuxedo siblings on the carpet. Then I have Willow at the window, and the other tuxedo at the end of my chair. and the water from down here is kind of catching up. This is going to take a lot of water to fill this entire area, and it should be cooling it down. Because going in here, actually it might be warming everything up. Never mind. Because we're going in at 54 degrees, and we're leaving at almost 20 degrees hotter. This top area is so close to being a scalding temperature. Actually, it is in certain spots. That's slightly concerning. What are you doing? I see your hand on the curtain. Oh, they're now stuck. That's different.
What are you doing?
Willow's just staring at me. Not moving at all. There we go, they got their paw out. Or their claws unstuck, I mean. Alright, we finally looped back up. So pretty soon we'll be caught up, and then we just have to wait for it to be full 10 packets of water. Because a lot of this isn't. Oh, this is probably also kicked on. I should put this on below so that when it does get full, we don't overfill the line. How long before this goes off again? Does it only go off for a little bit? Every like 80 cycles or something? That's what I'm getting from this. Let's also prioritize the gas vents. What is that? Checking something on my phone because I had a weird notification go off. That was weird. And since we're still moving around a lot of hot stuff, we're pretty much killing the Drakos at this point. Where are we at with 10 packet water? That's not full 10 packets. That's not full 10. That is... So we just got the 10 here. So if we keep an eye right here, we should see it flickering back and forth a bunch. And then at some point it goes back to being normal. Or to being a full thing of it. But still flickering. I'm gonna call it there. It looks like there isn't anything mixed in anymore. So then it should be coming up to here pretty soon. There's 2 missing packets in here. Hopefully that gets fixed soon. Alright, it got up to that level. Should be getting up to this level soon. It already has. So we're getting caught up. Hopefully by the time the 2 missing packets... Here's one of them, once the other one gets up there. Hopefully it fills in with a full packet instead of just a half one. Didn't get all the way over here yet, but it's not too far off. So we're about 4 floors away. And I don't see that missing packet anymore, so I'm pretty sure it got filled in. Oh, no, there's the missing packet. It didn't get fully filled in. That's fine. One or 2 not full packets is fine, but a few, or the majority of these being not full is what would annoy me over time. Alright, so how do we tell where there are full packets? I'm looking for something that shows that it's definitely not a full packet. Like this. Which a 9's and a 10. So that one circle right here is an 8, I think. No, it's a 5. It's half full. So if we keep an eye on this one packet, that's how we know when we can destroy the bridge. And it should be filled now. If I deconstruct this, none of this should be switching. There is a packet in here somewhere that is not 10, it's only 9. That's fine. Just want them to destroy that bridge before we come down here and finally turn this on. And there's so little power being taken on here that it's not even changing colors. Oh, it's taken from the coal. I almost forgot, and that's gonna overdo this. I think I'm gonna put a wire bridge. Oh, because this coal was just to keep these running. You know, we're gonna go like this. And just have it all connected together. Probably doing the same over here, it would be. We'll worry about up here first. All this on a 6. This needs to be a 7. It looks like it got hot enough up here that it burned away the salt out of the water. Alright, let's check our skills. We haven't done skills in a while. So our farmer is now complete. Our pilot is complete. Ren is almost there. Who else? Was it Lyra? Lyra is done. Dotterly is the other last dupe. So it's Dotterly and Ren. Alright, so if we check this, we should see that this is coming in at 30 and leaving at 43. Okay. That's not too bad compared to 50 degrees like it was. So if we take a look at temperature, we do see that the base is more or less all one color, except for where the oxygen is coming in. The oxygen mixed with this should be cooling everything down a lot quicker. And then we should see it all go to about this color overall. It'll be a little bit lower than 25 degrees. The bottom of our base is going to be pretty frozen in a way. Oh, it's also going to have to try and cool down all the water. The water's almost 37 degrees, so it's not too hot. I can see that it's traveling to the Draco's mealwood. The temperature change. Oh, it is coming in at 29 degrees. So it's actually cooling down the base a lot quicker than expected. So we might have the mealwood coming back to life quicker than we think. Yep, it's definitely dropping fast now. It's about 0.1 degrees every second. Alright, how are they doing up here with this? All of that is set up. I want this to be on 60-30. Because I'm going to connect it together with our hydrogen. That's connected in. This is still going to be used temporarily. We are not going to fix the pipes or the wires. So if this does start breaking, we're just going to leave it. We finished all of the air pipes, so we should probably bring hydrogen down here. If I just go like this, we'll get this all set up. This is going to be set to below, so at the moment the hydrogen comes down here, it turns off. They are working on the last pipes. This error icon is going to annoy me, so I put a pipe there, and also change those pipes to be igneous, even though they don't need to be. I also want to build all the way down to here. We have more things to inspect. And that should give us the remaining databanks that we need for some of our initial research. The mealwood on the bottom level is already completed. Piloter, with an extra skill, we're not going to get any people for a moment. Alright. Draco number 1. Right here, please. Draco number 2. Right here. And Draco number 3. That's not Draco. That's a Draco. Down 07. Oh, we do have glossy Draco eggs. Maybe we don't need to move them. Maybe I cancel that. We already have Draco. Okay. I think that we should put in some automation stuff. That is going to require research. Because we need solid stuff. Oh, we do have enough for this. So we have 40 some databanks, and it only requires 30. How much databanks go into a research point? 1 databank per research point. Okay, it's a 1-to-1. Unlike this, which is like a 5-to-1, right? It's a 10-to-1. Does this lose rad bolts over time? I would think it does, but who knows? Alright, how is the water going into the base now? We're going in at almost proper temperature, and we're leaving at... almost 15 degrees higher? I think it's 14 and change. So that should mean that the base is getting pretty good. I mean, it's definitely cooled down here. Up here is going to take a while to cool down, because it has to radiate from this floor all the way up there. So that's going to take a while. It will at some point get cooled enough, which will then allow the trees to grow again. Did they make the pipe? They did make the pipe. Alright, so let's focus on the hydrogen for now. And I'm actually going to go like this. We'll break off our hydrogen generators for a little bit. This is a little more important. Alright, it does go this way. This is going to mean that we're going to burn through our coal a little bit quicker than usual. Overload damage over here, that's fine. And while that's going on, we do have this ready. Issue is we're going to have to introduce a lot of water. So if I just cut that off there... should bring it all the way down here to where this is still set up. Why is this still here? We almost had all the water going to our oil. This should be ready. I'm gonna have that set on below as well. We're practically gonna drain this whole thing and then fill it back in. I am going to start deconstructing things here. Oh, this is being fixed. That's why it's not working. I really want them to fix that wire. Why are you fixing the generator? It's made out of aluminum. The conductive wire is made out of aluminum. We just wasted aluminum. When you use a metal ore to fix something, you don't get that metal back. If you let a building completely break down and then you deconstruct it, you get all the metal you used to build it, and then you can reuse that metal to build the building back. So if you let the building completely break, it kind of saves you metal. Alright, this is gonna have to be... it's below 0 degrees until we have this fully ready. Because we're still trying to drain this out. I don't have to wait for it to come up, but we're also waiting for the hydrogen to get fully backed up. Which it apparently is. Alright, let's take this off. And connect that back in. This can stay here because we're actually going to use this pretty soon. But this should not. Right. And then for other stuff, we're just waiting for research to get done. I actually don't need anything from in here. It's just this solid filter that we need. So we actually have enough to do all the other stuff that we need. Now, why did this go back up? Now, this is saying 32, but it was cooled down enough earlier. I don't know. Maybe something up here got hotter? Or maybe it's going off the water. I don't know. Not too important. This is all emptied out. Let's just go like this. Deconstruct everything that's in here. And that. Luckily, Will is working from the right left so that they're not deleting the battery, and then the generators are just running non-stop for no reason. Okay, I need to introduce a bunch of water to this. So what I'm going to do is steal from the other water pipe. Then we're going to have to fill in the base again. This erupts in 6 cycles, so it's like once every 100 cycles. But then this is going to be dormant before it goes off again, I think. Alright, that should be filling up this first before filling up the rest of this pipe. If we follow the last empty packet, that'll tell us how much water we need. Alright, that's the last empty pipe. We're gonna sit here and watch this, because it'll only take a little bit. And then hopefully the water we're introducing to this gets cooled down quick enough that it doesn't really damage anything inside the oxygen maker. There's a Makuhita if anyone wants a small sumo wrestler. Good luck, Gino. We got to above the water. We're still doing the radiation area inside the oxygen, but now we're in the hydrogen area. So that should mean that down here we are filling this pipe and not bringing any more into here. Right, where are we at up here? We're almost out. Alright, and here comes the water from the initial pipe, so now we're only going to be bringing in a few packets here and there. So that means more should be coming in here to get cooled down. This is all the way up at 40 degrees. Not really where we want it, but it's fine. And this seems to be the last packet there. And last one. If we deconstruct this and add in a pipe here yet again, that'll fill us up. We also have a prediction ready. I didn't realize that we had one going. Oh, Weezewort. Where did we see it? Oh no, we lasted 500 cycles without getting a Weezewort. Okay. Usually I have to go around and look for them. What was I gonna do? I already forgot. The prediction. We have quite a few things here. We have 10 points in clothing, 111 points in decorations, which, if we're going off the last time I saw 111, that's Willow. We also have 30 points in wallpaper. So hopefully it's not buildings and then I take everyone's points. That'd be crazy, because it would have been 3 buildings in a row. 3 buildings in a row! What are the odds of getting that? I don't think I've seen buildings that frequently on anyone's stream. I've always seen something mixed in. Buildings are usually the least common thing that I've seen. Rigged? 100%. The only thing that's more rigged than this is when Oz wins everything on Willow's channel. Alright, sorry everyone, I'm taking all your points. I don't like that outcome. You know what, chat? We're gonna do a fourth prediction, just because that didn't seem fair to everyone. So, prediction's going up immediately, and we'll open it before we raid out, which won't be for about another 45 minutes maybe. So you have 10 minutes to choose if it's clothing, buildings, decorations, or wallpaper. Can I have this pipe built before the empty pipes come up here? Like, oh, this is the stuff from when the one dupe peed in the suit because he got stuck. So now everyone's getting soggy feet from going up there. Okay, with these built up, you can't be in a liquid for you to work. Let's just check to make sure this isn't still getting fed. It's not still getting fed, so we can turn this up to -20. Or I should say turn it down to -20. And that'll be a while before it kicks on, so I'm not going to worry about actually priming this area. Pipes, on the other hand, we do have it being refilled, which we actually didn't use as much water filling in the other pipe than I thought we would. And I think this time I'll do a cheat that I like to do to get the pipes filled a little bit quicker, where once it gets up to about this point, I'm gonna break the pipe so that everything just piles in somewhere. It would probably get piled in near the bridge. Oh, hello. I didn't know there was 2 kittens at my feet. So I just woke them up. Alright, where is all this liquid going to go if I break the pipe somewhere? If I wait a little bit longer until after these empty pipes, when I break here, some of it's going to go backwards to meet up with this output of the bridge. The rest should fall into here. So now that that's in, if I go like this... Oh, actually, it didn't move at all. That's okay. So now I need to delete this bridge before I build it back together. Because right now it's one empty bridge, and when it starts to move, it's not going to move from this bridge right away. So we're probably going to have to drain 1 or 2 bottles of this. I'm just waiting for them to build. There we go. And you do. If I do that, I'm just waiting to see it actually move. We might have had even more than we needed. Alright, let's break here and I guess we'll take 1 packet at a time then. I didn't know there was going to be 0.5 milligrams of water. Or 0.5 grams of water, I mean. So now if I do that and then just cancel so that they don't reconstruct it. That might be enough to kickstart it. Okay, I think we need to take out 1 more packet like I was expecting earlier. How much is in here? Alright, we will do those 3 tiles. So it should end up only being 2 tiles that are empty. Any day now.
Hi there, Paintbrush. What are you doing? Why are you attacking your sibling that was sleeping?
I got them to stop. Why are they not doing this? Empty those pipes. There we go, now they're doing it. There's nothing in that pipe. Okay, this should be enough. There's a teeny tiny bit more that's having an issue with, so if I cut there... What? If I connect that back in, does it go together? No, we're still trying to get out a tiny bit of water. If I just do that, then we only need to plumb out that pipe. I did put on a 9 this time, so they should come over quickly. I don't know where they went. Here they come. Connect that back in. What? Where is all this extra water coming from? I'm trying to get this emptied. Because everything is stationary right now. It shouldn't be like there's water getting introduced to this still. The aqua tuner's not even on. Or is it? This whole time it's been on, that's probably why. This can get turned on though. So that might have been why this keeps getting a little bit extra more water. Here comes our savior. Build that back in. Now we're having even more water issues because we turned off the aqua tuner. Let's do these two. Hi. What are you doing? I had a feeling I didn't put them on a high priority. What else are we doing? Working out this. We had a little bit more steam, I think. Maybe not. I also haven't looked at our colony achievements. Stop going after the curtain. There we go, they stopped. They kept chewing on it. Okay, did they do the water up here? They did. So now we're at 4 tiles instead of just 3. I'm waiting for it to stop somewhere. Doesn't look like it stopped, so I think that is exactly where we want to be for this. If I bring this back up to 25. I don't know why that was at 6.9. I thought I changed it before. I guess I didn't. This one, I know I changed just recently, but this one I thought when we first set it up that I changed it. Okay, so if we take a look at temperatures, this is pretty close to where it was before we added new hot water to it. This should be having issues. But now what we're gonna do is take a look at this. This is still under too much water. I need steel. You know what? What we could do temporarily until it does get too hot is just put everything in here and then replace it later on. So if I go right here, we go 4 tiles in, we skip a tile, go all the way over. Not right there. We need to deconstruct those 3 tiles. And I want them to come in here and dig everything out. Doesn't matter where they start, just dig it all out. For a second, I thought Willow was going to build herself into this hole. Surprisingly, Willow is choosing to dig everything rather than go get the stuff to build the rest of the mesh tiles. Which I am surprised and impressed. How's our igneous rock coming? We're at almost 70 tons of igneous rock, so I'm just gonna add more of these all over the place. also over here. You're going to want it on this level as well. Because this is where this level is going to be. Willow, why are you acting like... Oh, you are stuck. That's why Willow was digging out the tiles, because they actually are stuck. I didn't know they were stuck that whole time. Hopefully somebody's coming soon with the stuff we need. The little bit of cobalt Willow needs to be free. They should be able to get up there. I don't think they can, or else they would be building it. Oh, they can. That was weird. Usually when I have someone supply a thing to a trap dupe, the trap dupe will come over and build it after it's been supplied. So I'm surprised that didn't work that way. Right, over here we can add one more there. And here. This is going to be tiles, so we'll wait. And this is going to take quite a long time to get steam. I mean, it's not too cold. I have a new pod. Another resort. Our mealwood has now become unedible again. Keeps going back and forth, like it's not able to choose what it wants. We're at least going back in at under 40, and we're coming out at livable range. Up here is 35, 36, so we are cooling down overall. We definitely are, because down here is yellow and up here is red. Alright, now Gino's up here digging out all those tiles. What we're gonna do is set up our water filtration systems. So we need refinement. We need a water sieve. And I actually don't know which way we're building this in. So I just take a moment to get to water pipes. Here we go. We are putting them in just like this, not made out of aluminum. We'll make it out of cobalt until we need to change it to steel. There, there. Salinator. Here. And here. Then we get our tasty little pipes. We have salt water coming this way and go straight in. We have clean water come out and go up to this level. Oh, one more level. All the way over to the ladder and then up. That's how it goes into the base. Right here we have polluted water come in. And then over here, we do a weird looking pipe thing so that we can bridge it on. So we're gonna go up and straight into this one. But also over here, we're gonna go straight down. And then bridge up. So what that's gonna do is prioritize the salt water coming in. It's gonna get refined. Clean water's gonna come out. It's gonna fill up this pipe. Well, it might. Most of the time, it's gonna run through all the salt water the moment it's done. And then we're going to have the polluted water right here get bridged onto it so it fills in any empty spots. There will be an occasional period of time where both vents I saw that saying that it was adding cobalt or aluminum. Oh no, it's saying we're getting more aluminum. There is going to be a point in time where some of the the geysers are dormant at the same time, so the polluted water geyser is going to be used the most. Now, I think we should come over here and tame this saltwater geyser so that we have that extra salt water going. Another thing I should probably do is get a pipe going all the way down here with the salt water. How difficult would that be? It's going to take a lot of igneous rock. So we're going to end up getting rid of this water here. We're going to have salt water coming down this line temporarily. It's going to get moved at some point in the future. This is going to be polluted water, but going downwards and over. Yeah, this is just going to take quite a bit of time to work out. Let's check on the kittens. Who are no longer fighting. There's only 2. That means the 2 tuxedos are somewhere else. One's probably in the house. The cat house that I have for them. Let's build this ladder all the way over. And this ladder all the way over. And then I'm going to tell them to dig out everything they have not already dug out. That's 4 tiles above this area. We're going to start digging out the entire asteroid. I want to demolish these 2 things. Inspect that first. Deconstruct, deconstruct. That's already signed up to be deconstruct. We also haven't done the automation yet. The automation's probably more important than this stuff. Erupts in 17.5 cycles. Did I miss it erupting just now? I guess I did, since there's steam in here. That's unfortunate. Hopefully the temperature shift plates are helping this area warm up faster. I'll ignore that for a little bit longer. I want to do the automation. Oh, we can't do that until the research is done. What are they waiting on? Radiation. I have all of this on a 6. So hopefully they prioritize doing that over whatever else they're doing. Stop lying, you're not starving. Gino's not too slow at digging though, that's pretty good. Over here, I'm gonna put in even more tiles. Try and warm this place up, or try to build it in without warming it up, I mean. We're at 27 overall. So we're doing better than it is out here. The mealwood down here is back to being working. So what's it coming out as? 36, and it's going in at 22. So it should be cooling down this area quite fast. It is having trouble at the water like I thought it would. Because the water right now is at like 40 degrees. Yeah. That's going to take a while. It'll get a lot quicker once it can reach over here before coming up here. And you can now see the radiant pipes going through the heat area all the way up to here. Pretty soon it'll all be green, with occasional blue like up here. Alright. Let's do the incubators. I want to go to the automation overlay, which is right here, and we are gonna have a bunch of critter things. What are they called? Critter scanners. Gonna be one in each ranch. And then next to that is a ribbon writer that literally goes next to it. Not right there. Bad. And then we're going to need ribbon readers next to all of these. And I have them with the triangle facing downwards like this on only these four. These four over here go the other way. And then all the automation wires. Now this one here is for Sweetles, which also gets, on top of this ranch, it also gets a wire from wherever our food is so that we can always keep a Sweetle in the ranch, or in the farming area with the grub fruits. Because if we only have a focus on this one, it'll only make up to 8 critters, and then it won't supply enough for the other place. I also have an extra wire here. I'm gonna leave that there. Down here, we put in all of these. And since they haven't built many of them, we're gonna have to set up where they're going afterwards. So for now, I have this go up that way. And then it's 1, 2, 3, 4 on this line. And then this one goes to the ladder and up. And on here, it's just the first 3. Which again confuses me because there's 4 here. Anyway, we'll do the same thing. That comes all the way over here. This one comes all the way up here and goes into these. The first 4 on this one is probably the easiest to understand. Okay, you are 1. You are 2. This one is 3. I want these to all be, if it is below 8 and not counting eggs. Below 8, not counting eggs. Again, not counting eggs. Joya seeds for sure. I'll always jump to get Joya seeds for the bedrooms. I almost said bathrooms. Alright, and it looks like they're working the automation from the bottom up, which is fine. We're just waiting for them to do number 4 and everything over here. Once they have the automation to this, we can start powering it. And I think what I'm gonna do is set them up right to left, being like this, but rotated 90 degrees counterclockwise. So this would be glossy Drecos, regular Drecos, hatches, pips, shinebug, and whatever else. Sunbug. Now what are these two things for? I don't know. We're gonna have to probably take a detour or a road trip to the colony that I have this set up and modeling after. So I genuinely do not know what that fourth incubator is for, unless it's for an alternative form of shine bugs, which it most probably is. And that are doing weird things here. Okay, this is going to be number 2. This is going to be number 3. First one is number 1. Probably still trying to build stuff down here. They're actually not. Which I find odd. The steam probably went away. This oxygen? No, that's still steam. So there's no oxygen trapped in here, which I find surprising. Are they having an issue leaving this area? They are not having an issue leaving. Well, they're doing all this. That's what's going on. Alright. Where did that one go? We've been wasting every rad bolt that came from this middle one. I could have sworn that I set that up. $10 kilograms of depleted uranium. Means 20 kilograms of uranium ore was used. And 100 rad bolts was wasted? My math is correct? Because if it's only one... if it's... $500 grams of uranium ore equals 100 grams of depleted uranium and 1 rad bolt. My math is correct, I don't know. We're also on to the next research thing. So this is where we get the sorters. And it looks like it's getting done pretty quickly because there's 3 people in here doing research. How's the automation over here coming along? They've kind of stopped. I might have to prioritize them doing this. I'm keeping an eye on the food over here. We actually are making more food than we're eating, it seems. We should also do the last prediction of the stream. Hopefully it's not a 4th building in a row. We have 30 points in clothing yet again. So I hope it is clothing this time, for real. I don't mean it just like sarcastically. I mean, I hope it is something other than buildings. So let's see what's in our 4th pod of the stream. We have clothing, finally. Congrats. You're winning your 30 points back. It's not always rigged. Except for when it is. Alright, what else are we doing? This is slowly getting done, I think. They should be more likely to do this than the other stuff. I think. I'm not sure. We have Otto in here trying to do some more rad bolts for us. We didn't finish all the second tier science. We definitely didn't finish the first tier either. I highly doubt we did fourth tier. Oh, we did the fourth tier already. Okay. And this is about to be done, or not. How's our temperatures doing? We're getting over here. That's 28. So we're still going from 24 to 28. We're gaining 4 degrees from the water. That's not too bad, honestly. What are we going in and out at? We're going in... Oh, the aqua tuner's shutting off. That's why we're not cooling down as quickly. Okay, it's a power issue. Which is what I was trying to get set up by doing all of this. But luckily the aqua tuners being in here should be heating up the water as well as the minor volcano that's probably going to go dormant after 3 more goes? Maybe just 2 more goes? 2 more eruptions? They did a little bit more automation. They're getting there. We finished the first and fourth tier science, so they're just doing the 2 middle ones now. Alright, that's just waiting for water, and then that should be done. It only has 3 more points to do. Don't know how fast they do it. How many points was that? Oh, that was completed. Okay. So now they only have the radiation science to do. How close are these two being hatched? This one's about 3/4. This one's 60%? I think I'm going to tell them to prioritize doing the automation. Oh, so if I go like that, and then we switch to construction only, but then go like this. Then that should get done before they do anything down here. And igneous rock, we do have 5 tons. We could do another layer. Probably. So there's tiles here, which means it would go to here. And that was it, actually. So if we can only do 6 tiles, let's not do 6 tiles. And then I should just be trying to get up here. Okay. Automation, how's it coming along? We have our fourth guy in, so let's put that on a 4. You are below 8, no eggs. Below 8, no eggs. Oh, I was looking at the wrong spot. I'm like, why did they all say 4? They don't. 1, 2, 3. And we're waiting to get in there. So this is 1. This is 2. Once they do this one, that'll be 3. Here's another critter sensor. I think I did the first 5 now, right? Yes. So we're just waiting for one more critter sensor, all of this to get bridged together, and then everything up here. Dalsha salt vine seed. Oh, we have another builder. Honestly, not good enough for me to want to get them right now without having food situated. Continue getting this ready. I'm really waiting for them to do it so I can set everything up without forgetting to do so later. Otherwise, I wouldn't normally just sit here and wait. Alright, Willow is about to finish up all this wire. And the critter sensor. Below 8, no eggs. If they connect these together, I could do the first 2 incubators already. There we go. Okay, so you are Glossy Draco. You are Rego Draco. You are not. You are not. Neither is this one and this one. Okay, they moved those eggs. I want to relocate these eggs. So that they're not in the way of us later on. More readers being completed. That's a 4. That's a 3. Which means that I can put it up to Stonehatch and Pip. Which this one's already Stonehatch, so this one just needs to be turned into Pip. And then relocate you. Relocate you. Priority 7, move them around, please. Relocate you, relocate you. Eventually, we're gonna have auto sweepers doing this for us. So we don't have to look at these. Alright, so for the first 2, we're gonna have them set up to be the 2 for the shine bugs. So it's going to be 1, 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to temporarily put Shinebug here. Since we only found 1 royal egg, we'll do that. If there was something after royal, we'll put them here instead. This is going to be Sunbug. And this one would be Sweetles, but I don't think we have the egg unlocked. Oh, we do! Now, we could do Grubs instead of Sweetles. But what I want specifically from this whole thing is the sucrose from the Sweetles. This is gonna have to be a number 3. So it's not that the Sweetles are better, it's actually the opposite, but when you want sucrose, you need Sweetles. This is number 3. And that's it. We can cut this on. It's going to drain a lot of our power. We're going to be fighting for a while. Especially since it looks like we went through all of our hydrogen from over here. All right. Should we go around the base and put in all the conveyor rails? It's going to use a lot of cobalt ore. We should probably look for all the cobalt on the planet. So we finished everything over here. There's cobalt on the ground, but it's dug up. Right here is another one of these biomes. No, not that biome. Another one of the Draco's biomes. There's cobalt here, so there's another biome down there. Cobalt right here. And this is another one of the biomes. We did not get all the cobalt from the left side, so let's do that now. And then we'll figure out how we're going to put in all the conveyor rails. So if I want Gino to dig all this out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Dig all of this. Probably gonna drop all this. No, that's polluted dirt. Never mind, that's not mud. And then I want kill order on a 9. Show no remorse. 1, 2, 3, 4. We need to get down here, so we need to find a way over that way. If I do that. That should work us over, and then I can just go like this. That gets us in here, and then I need to get over to here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll just put it in like that. Please. Get up there, then we can come down here and dig these out. And if I go like that, we can come down here. I saw that they said they were attacking, but then this guy's still alive, so I don't know what happened there. Oh, this is gonna overfill and come down here, all the way down here. That's fine. We're waiting for Duplicate to murderize this defenseless critter. Never heard the word murderize before. Alright, so the last bit of cobalt that's in this area is right here. Or we're going to want to get up there. And then I need to find a way to get down here, so... 2, 2... So there. This needs to have ladders literally right underneath where the cobalt is, which means I want to go in there and then just work this all the way up. That should allow us to get all of that cobalt once all the ladders are built. Down here, we should still be able to get over this entire thing. So we can go in right here. Dig up all this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then all of this. All of this can be dug out with just those 3 ladders. Because these can get dug from this tile. This specific tile here can get dug by the ladder. We're also going to go like this, because I have a feeling there's a bunch of red plants all over the place. Bristleberries. Oh, and we get it. We have a cook that comes with an extra skill, so they could automatically go into grilling too. Surprisingly, both of these dupes have bedside manner. They are a snorer, but that's fine because all of our bedrooms are far away. Do we have 2 cooks? We don't have 2 cooks. I don't know if Dotterly is still here, but we could take in that second cook and switch Dotterly if they want to still be a cook. The fact that they automatically start with grilling, that they would start with grilling too, actually doesn't do anything, because it's just allowing us to use the spice grinder. They did pick cook first. I agree, Gino. I don't remember what the Dupe's name was. I think it was an A word. This ash can is pretty good for us. Binge eater, though. If they get stressed out. All 3 of these dupes are loud snorers. I just noticed that. And all 3 of them have bedside manner. What the heck? This isn't really going to help us, because it's not the seed. If it was the seed, we would probably be able to ranch them already. Normally I would go for this. On the other hand, the bristleberries turned into gristleberries can be given to our sunbugs. We're going to take the cook. I'm going to immediately name them Dotterly. And we need the skill scrubber yet again. gonna gamble on another dupe. We are gonna gamble because they create more food. So the fact that we all have 2 people in here doing things should help us overall. And then we're gonna go to Daughterly 1. Is it Aquila? No. I don't know if there's a way to know without looking it up. Because I don't think anything here... Zombie source, what? Don't know. We're gonna ignore that. I don't think there's a way to know what their name was. We're gonna just call it its Daughterly 2. And then I'll know to change that name later on. Looks like Willow's up here building up stuff again. And just like I thought, this is overheating already. Let's not cancel this, cancel. We're gonna cancel all those, and we'll just wait for steel. Which is taking forever, honestly. It is still very hot over here, but I think it's going down. I'm trying to think of what we do next. Honestly, I can't think of anything. We have this all set up, so now they should be hatching a lot quicker. This has an egg there, so that means we have a Draco. We do... Look at that. So this should get filled in a lot quicker than it was. Our Dracos over here, once they produce an egg, should get moved eventually. So we won't have Dracos over here anymore. We do have food for our regular Dracos, so we don't have to worry about them anymore. There's a Wishy-Washy in chat. Wishy-Washy's game mechanic is that in battle, you can call upon a swarm or a school of fish, and it becomes a stronger hitting Pokemon. So it kind of gets a boost on power. Now we did have things in here hatch and die. I'm gonna guess it was a Draco, because it's not Glossy Draco. We had one egg hatch, and then there's a second one. Oh, we got the skill scrubber. Daughterly. So what we're gonna do in the next stream is obviously try to get steel. We're gonna finish this research, hopefully, because we're about halfway done, or we're over halfway done the radiation research, and I'm trying to avoid putting that on a priority of 7. What else? We pretty much have the sauna up and running. We just need it to be a steam bath. So I guess what we could do next is set up solid transportation. All the conveyor rails, all the conveyor loaders, and auto sweepers. We won't really turn them on per se until we have the solid filter stuff put down here, which is going to go through every single egg we find. And also over here, it's going to filter out all the different foods that we were producing. So like polluted dirt will go over here to our pinch rows and stuff like that. Which, by the way, we need another poke shell, because we need a regular poke shell along with this. And if we were to start feeding this, we'd be able to get more eggs. Right now it's still wild. Wait, how are they doing over here? Still haven't killed this one slug. Means that it's going to keep going around and eating things. I think I might have to do the wrangle system first. Let's relocate you to over here, because I know our base is kind of a... cube in the middle of nothing. Do slugs have any good use? They do, in a way. If you provide them with metal ore or refined metal, they will produce hydrogen during the day when they eat, which will then, you can use it as a generator source. When they're sleeping at night, they produce electricity, so you can put a wire 2 tiles from the ceiling. You put a wire here, they'll produce power when they're sleeping. The other types of the critter is, one is for water, one is for gases. If we were to find... Here's the one for liquids, I think. So they all eat the same stuff and produce hydrogen. It's not really telling me what I was looking for, except for in words. So if we take, example, the gas version, it will, at night, expose any gas into pipes that it had breathed in during the day. So if you wanted to clean out and vacuum out an area, you can do that, and then instead of it creating power at night, it would go to the top of a ceiling, and if you put pipes there for gas, it would give the gas back. The same thing happens for the liquid ones, the sponge slugs. So previously in one of our streams, we had a sponge slug over here that completely drained out liquid from one area, and our Pacus were just hopping around. And when I killed that slug, all of the liquid that it had drank or breathed, I don't know if it would be breathed or drank. But either way, when we killed it, all that liquid came back into the map. Where if we put pipes down on the ceiling at night, it would have put it on the pipes. So they clean areas. The regular slugs are just for power, pretty much. So it's a good way to have power during the night if you're only going off of solar panels. Because then you can do solar panels during the day, and then at night just a full ranch or 3 ranches of the slugs for during the day, for night. Now this is starting to warm up again because we don't have enough power. Luckily, it's only off an edible temperature of like 3 degrees. Which means that for the most part, we are actually pretty cooled down. Now, I don't know what's going on right here. This seems like overly hot. Oh, it's all the water seeping, the temperature seeping in from the insulated pipes. They don't 100% block out heat. Right, they're almost done building everything down here. What we could do temporarily to just heat up the air and the temp shift plates is to turn this onto steel. It wouldn't really transfer temperatures very easily as it would in Steam, but it's at least better than us sitting here waiting for nothing to happen. Because it doesn't look like this volcano is going to produce enough heat to get through all this liquid. And it probably also doesn't help that we don't have all the tiles, the temp shift plates in here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna call it here. When we come back on Monday and Wednesday, we'll start putting in all the auto sweepers and stuff while this heats up more. And as I have more igneous rock, we will put in more temp shift plates and move the heat up here. On the other hand, the air is getting hot just by itself. And the temp shift plates should be getting hotter. Although this one just went from 0.4 to 0.3, so it might be cooling off more than it's heating up at this point. But with our aqua tuners, this should be heating up. It's just a lot of water. And this can't turn on until there's no water. So later on, that is in a good spot. Right now, it's not. So let's zoom out. Get a good orientation for a screenshot. Now I'm taking a screenshot. And we're going to go in our raid out scene to figure out who we're going to raid out to. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to catch me live, I stream on Twitch on Wednesdays and Fridays from 10 AM EST to 12:30 PM EST, and on Sundays from 10 AM EST to 2 PM EST.